Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in to the top of the bleachers. We are live. It is October the 14th, 2024. And what is up, you crazy son of a gun, you? You can't hear me.
What I
What?
miss?
What's up, you crazy son of a gun, you? What's up, man?
Oh, what
Happy
a beautiful,
Monday.
what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. I don't know
That's for
about you, but it topped out about 80 degrees down here. Uh, just gorgeous, gorgeous day. I think they call this an Indian summer. I
sure.
really like this. I hope we keep this for a little while.
I
We
can
could
bet.
use some rain. It's about dry as it can be around here, but other than that, it's been really nice.
It's
How
pretty
about you,
dry.
man? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. It was almost. It's a little bit cool outside, which I like. Like it's feeling like fall. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Um, but I didn't do much today, man. I had to work today. Had to work this morning. Worked into the afternoon. Took a little nap. Now I'm here, man, ready to talk about what we saw this weekend and some other stuff.
Well, I have the day off on Mondays, and I got up this morning about 8:15 and went to the eye doctor for my yearly appointment.
Oh,
Turns out I have dry eyes.
tries.
Yeah, he wants me to start using eye drops in the morning.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. He put this dye in my eyes and then looked at it through a machine and was like,
Hmm,
"Yeah, you have one tear duct that's not working right."
weird.
Mhm.
Huh. Okay.
So then I came home and I was getting ready to settle in. I was doing some show prep, and buddy called me and he needed some help with his car. So I ran over there and helped him with his car, and then came back and I was feeling a little tired. I thought I'll take a nap. I was about to lay down for a nap, and the same buddy called me and said he needed help with his car. So I drove back across town and helped him with his car. And then I got back here about, I don't know, about 3:30, and now I'm ready to go. And then when Lacey gets back, she's going to want to go to the car rental place because she has to pick up a rent a car. And so I got to run back into town. So I feel like I've gone into town a lot today. So
You had a busy day off.
yeah,
Like,
not exactly. I mean, I didn't work on his car or anything like that. I didn't do anything physical, but I
yeah,
didn't get to lay around and do nothing like I normally do. So, whatever.
10-4. Well, before we get started, be sure and hit that like and subscribe button for us. We really appreciate that, especially on our YouTube channel, Top of the Bleachers. Definitely appreciate all the new subscribers that we've got, and you crazy son of a guns for tuning in. We appreciate it. So, today, Tuck, man, the AP top 25 poll for the college basketball came out. That was the big
Yeah, I saw it.
story, and everybody's saying, here's the poll that On Three put out here for us. I stole their slide to make my own. So
This is like the third year in a row that Kansas has been ranked number one. So that's not really surprising. Alabama, not a big surprise there. Uh,
UConn, yeah, all these teams.
UConn.
Surprised
I
Duke's not
really,
higher.
I really feel like Auburn should be higher than they are. I feel like Bruce Pearl puts out a good team every year. Not real happy with A&M being ahead of us, but I am real happy about us being ahead of Kentucky.
Well, A&M's bringing back everybody for their 14th year or whatever. they, oh, what's his name? Wade Taylor, or whatever's back for another year. That guy's been playing forever.
Been
Feels like.
playing. It feels like he's been playing a long time. A lot of
Yeah,
a lot of teams out of the SEC in there. Texas is in there.
yeah,
Ole Miss is in there. I mean,
big, a lot of Big 12 as well.
probably the only. Oh, Florida's in there. Probably the only
Yeah.
SEC team that's not in there that is kind of surprising is Vandy. Vandy usually puts out a really good basketball team,
What?
but they might. I don't know. They
Mm.
might. They
No,
might.
they got They got,
rebuilding.
they are
They,
rebuilding. They got that Michigan State point guard, transfer, AJ Hogard, I think is his name.
yeah, is Stackhouse going to be their coach?
No, he got fired.
Did he? So they're
Mm.
probably in a rebuilding year, so that's probably why they're not in there. But they usually put out a pretty good basketball team.
Let's see. A lot of Big 12, Houston and Arizona. Kind of surprised Tennessee. I mean, okay, Kentucky. We can move on to Kentucky now because one, I watched the Big Blue Madness thing. And first of all, Mark Pope saw we put the greatest shooting team ever assembled together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they, to me, and this is just my opinion, I
Sure,
don't
sure.
know. They just don't look very athletic. And if someone plays good defense and doesn't let them shoot, I don't see anybody that's going to be like breaking down people on dribble drives, and like I don't see a guy like that. So they have some of those guys coming in next year as freshmen. But yeah, I wasn't impressed. And then did you see Mr. Patino was there?
I did see Mr. Patino there. Yeah.
Wow, that started to stink.
Yeah. Started a little bit of stink. Yeah.
Yeah, the old St. John's folks are like, fire
Well,
him.
the Louisville guys aren't too happy either because,
Louisville?
yeah, he went to Louisville after
Yeah. Well, they
Kentucky.
care.
And I don't, because they had a madness and he didn't come to theirs, I guess. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh. What's wrong with Kentucky inviting him there anyway? Like, come on, man. Stand on your own 2 feet.
I have no idea. I don't understand it. I mean, I finally figured out why Kentucky's upset. I mean, I've been racking my brain about this for a while. Like, why is Kentucky keep taking shots at Calipari, and why are they so amped up to get revenge on him and all this stuff? And I finally figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
He's the first coach that's ever left Kentucky. The rest of them got fired. He's the first one that's ever left on his own.
You might be onto something here.
He's the first one who said, you know what? Screw y'all. I'll go somewhere else. And Kentucky don't like that. Kentucky's never had that happen to them before.
This is true.
Kentucky's
true. I don't know.
That's
I
like
can't
Coach K halfway through his career saying, you know what? Screw Duke. I don't want to be at Duke anymore. And Duke would have reacted the same way wherever Coach K ended up going because
possibly, yeah. I mean, it's like an ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean?
It's a lot like an ex-girlfriend. And like I was telling a friend just today or yesterday, it's history, man. It's behind you. You got to look forward. You can't be worrying about the past. You got to let that girl go and move on. You're never going to find the next girl if you're constantly worried about the one that you let go.
Well, they supposedly have Hope and Pope, so we'll see. I don't know. I know they got some good recruits coming in next year for sure. Like some really quality dudes.
I think Kentucky, and this is the thing, and the hatred only seems to be going one way. Like I don't care. I don't care about Kentucky. I don't care if how they do in their season. I care about Kentucky one time this year, and that's when we play them. That's the only time I'm going to give a crap about Kentucky. They're not on my mind. I don't go to bed thinking about them or anything like that. Matter of fact, I was kind of surprised that you wore Kentucky blue today, but hey, that's you. That's you, man.
It says Adidas on there. It says Adidas. Take it easy. Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I think we're living rent free in their head, is what I think.
It feels that way. But anyway, the St. John's folks are not happy. What do you think about that side of it? Like,
I think it would be it would be a bigger story if St. John's played Kentucky this year, but they're not going to play Kentucky.
They're wanting to. He's wanting to put them. He said, "I want to take them to Rupp and play." He didn't even say, "I want Kentucky to come play." I want to take our team here and play. That's making them mad. They don't like that.
I don't know why. I mean,
why don't you make them come here and play?
It would be good. It would be good for St. John's to travel somewhere like Rupp and get that kind of game experience. I mean, there's,
Mm,
say what you want about
sure.
Kentucky, but there is nothing like Rupp Arena, man. They are Rupp Arena, Cameron, and probably Bud Walton, I think, are the three best venues to watch basketball in, just because the fans are just so crazy.
Mm.
So I think it would be good for St. John's to go and play in a situation like that.
There's,
Actually see what big time basketball looks like.
yeah, I can see. I don't know. Like if I was a St. John's fan, I don't think I would like it at all. I mean, my coach down there wearing Kentucky blue, like
Yeah, that part would have kind of ticked me off a little bit. If anything,
why?
I would have
What?
unzipped my jacket and had a St. John's t-shirt on or something like that
Yeah,
because
something like
yeah.
how you supposed to go back
But
and talk to your team and be like, "Yeah, we're the best school. We're gonna be the best team," but then you've been hanging out with the other girl. You know what I mean? I know what you've been doing. I know what you've been up to.
yeah, I think the
Yeah,
Kentucky Blue is probably a little too far, but I don't I
yeah.
don't know. I don't get them inviting him. And I really
I,
don't
I
understand.
don't
I
know.
really don't understand him accepting, but whatever. I mean, he
Yeah,
didn't leave Kentucky on the best of terms. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know because I guess he coached Pope, and I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's a big deal. Let's see what else we have happen. Did you see? Did you see this where Kirby Smart pushed the Mississippi State player? Did you see this?
I did see it. Kirby
I
claims that he didn't even realize that he had pushed the kid.
I started to say, I mean, when I watched the video, I thought, well, he doesn't know who that. It's not like he walked up to the kid and pushed him.
No, he was trying to get around him to yell at the referee, is what he
Yeah,
was trying to do.
he just like ran into him more than
Yeah.
anything. Really,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But
And
I
just
did,
kind of
yeah, I did think it was kind of ironic that the show before we talked about Woody Hayes smacking that kid or whatever on the sideline, and then Kirby does this. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know if it deserves a suspension. You know,
yeah,
I didn't really hear
mhm,
Kirby apologize. I mean, I didn't hear it. He said he didn't mean to run into him, but he didn't really say I'm sorry for that or anything like that either. So I don't
yeah,
know. I think it's just it it goes back to that whole, wussification of the American male, oh, he pushed our player, they need to suspend him,
yeah.
whatever.
Well, did you see the player that pushed the ref or something the other day and didn't even get a flag?
What I don't understand what's going on is we had two different ball games where kids were spitting on each other.
Yeah,
Okay. And
mhm.
both of them got ejected for it, I do believe, or I know at least one got ejected
One
for it.
of them did for sure. Yeah,
And first of all, I have mixed feelings about this. Okay. First of all, why are you spitting on somebody? You, that,
I don't know.
in what way, and what kind of sportsmanship are you teaching your kids
Have you,
that spitting on each other is a good idea?
have you seen the other thing they're doing now too? They after they make a good tackle or whatever, they jump up and stand up. They do the same up and down where it's supposed to like emptying the clip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they've been throwing flags on that. It's supposed, anything that's gun motioned, like
Yeah.
pulling up your shirt. You know how for a long time I thought they were showing their abs, but no, they're showing that they're carrying or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these kids are
Yeah.
they're so messed up about what they think is cool. It's not. There's nothing cool about that.
Yeah.
You're not setting an example for the future children of the world. You know what I
They
mean?
don't care. They don't care.
No, they don't care. And
They
that's
don't
why
care.
society is going to hell in a handbasket.
That's part of it. You're true. Did you see I couldn't ever watch the video because they were like, "Look away if you're squeamish."
Aiden Hutchinson, it was nasty, dude. It was
Aiden
freaking
Hutchinson.
nasty.
Did you watch it?
Yes, and I got a whole spiel about the Cowboys, man. I don't think I've ever been
Mm,
as angry or as mad as I've been
dude.
when I was talking to Travis about this, and I mean, I could feel my blood pressure starting to go up. It's just like, and I want to take a little time and reflect, because if I say something right now, I'm going to say something that, I'm not going to be able to take back. So I just want to calm down a little bit, and I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah,
But
well, they stink. I'll get to you for you. Anyway, I guess he broke both bones. He broke the tibia and the fibia.
yeah,
Had surgery.
dude, when
Uh,
he when his leg, I know you didn't watch the video, okay?
yeah.
When his leg hits the other guy's leg, that's all he did. He swung his leg around and hit it into another guy's leg. It bent around the guy's leg. Like it came all the way around and like slapped the other side of the guy's leg. It was so nasty looking, dude. And then he falls down and it's just blah, 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 blah. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Oh my gosh.
It was. It was
That's
bad.
why I didn't watch it. And now I'm sick anyway because you just described it too good.
It was,
That's what I
it,
imagined happened. That's what I figured happened.
yeah,
So,
it broke both of them. It required surgery. Uh, I was talking to Lacey about it because she used to be an athletic trainer. And I'm like, I know this is going to take at least a year to come back from or whatever, but, what are his chances? And she said, it, he, if the surgery is not done right, if the rehab's not done right, this guy is going to have a hard time walking, much less, you know, getting back on the football field. So I
mm,
don't I don't know. I'm hoping that one day we'll see him on
mm,
the field again, because he's a heck of a linebacker. But this might have been the end of a really nice career.
yeah. See, I thought he was a defensive end or something, maybe outside
I know he
linebacker.
plays defensive, but I think he plays linebacker a little bit too.
On to let's see. All right. I don't know. Let's heck with it. I'll bring that up tomorrow when we talk about college football. We got some good games coming up next week, but first, let's talk about
We
this
do
week.
let's talk about this week. Let's talk about this
Oh,
week.
you want to borrow? Okay, here on. I got some. Here you go. Let me pull this up. This next week's game's coming up. I know we'll pick our picks and stuff tomorrow, but
Yeah.
uh, looks like some good ones here, man.
Dude, okay, Oregon, Purdue. I think Oregon runs away with that. Nebraska, Indiana, that's going to be a good ball game right there.
That should be a good game.
Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Come on, Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
Miami, Louisville. I think that's probably. I think they probably whoop Louisville pretty good. Alabama, Tennessee.
yeah,
Listen, Nico better. Nico, he started out the season. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is the Heisman guy. This is probably the best quarterback in the SEC."
yep,
Alabama's having their problems too. Don't get me wrong. Alabama
yep.
can't stop the run,
Mm-mm.
but man, that's going to be
That,
a good ball game, I
that's a
think.
big good game too. Yeah,
And then LSU comes to Arkansas. First of all, let me just give kudos to Dale and his LSU Tigers. Way to pull it out, man. Way, I didn't think y'all could score enough points to keep up with them. I thought,
yep,
now, Ole Miss made a lot of mistakes in that ball game, and they also made some stupid decisions. Okay, stupid decisions.
yep. Whiff and
But
Kiffin.
Whiff and Kiffin. But at the same time, LSU really stepped up. Nussmeier looked terrible in the first half. He came out in the second half. Matter of fact, it was right after I texted Big and said Nussmeier looks like crap. All of a sudden, the kid catches fire, and
Yep,
he just tears it up in the second half. So kudos to the LSU Tigers. That just gives me, you know,
yeah. We need
that
to
just
have him on this. We need to have him on this week.
that's
And
just gonna make us beating them so much sweeter that they beat Ole Miss.
yeah, two top 10 teams in back-to-back weeks. I think they said this was the first time in history or something for Arkansas. So
Now
that's a big
Talon's
deal.
they've already said Talon might be a go. They said he's been in practice this week. Uh, it wouldn't
Mm,
surprise me if at game time they changed their mind. I mean, it's a bone bruise on his knee. So I
mm,
mean, bone
yeah,
bruises are hard to get over, and most of Talen's or a lot of Talen's game is scrambling and running with the ball. So a
Yep.
bone bruise on the knee kind of worries me a little bit. So it wouldn't surprise me if Singleton gets to start,
Yep.
and it's a game time decision or whatever.
If he can't move around, I mean, we're gonna be in trouble. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's look at some of these games from this weekend. College,
Okay.
there was some awesome college football games on this weekend.
Yeah. Can we start with
Start with your big dog, your
dude
favorite team.
Arizona State, baby, the Devils, man, pull it off, beat Utah, man. Their quarterback, Cam Rising,
Mhm.
Utah's quarterback, just looked terrible. They probably shouldn't have put him out there. They probably should have just kept the freshman or whatever in there.
Yeah.
But he earned the right to come back in the ball game if he wanted to play. But I mean, there's not many players that are going to pull themselves. At some point, you have to say, "Hey, man, we're going to go with this other guy. We're going to give you some more rest or whatever."
Yep.
Then I read today on X that this guy is eligible for an 8th season in
I
college
saw
football.
that. I saw that.
An 8th season in college football.
I know, it's ridiculous. Are we ever gonna get over this COVID thing, man? It's ridiculous.
This kid's going to be getting AARP magazines and still be in college.
Because of COVID and the red shirt year and something else. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that. It's
he had an
crazy.
injury year in there.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. But
Although,
before we get off of Arizona State,
mhm.
and I don't know if anybody's talking about him or not, but you have a Heisman candidate on Arizona State, and his last name is Scarbrough. This
Yep.
running back is a stud, man.
Yep.
In 133 carries, he has 773 yards. They've only played 6 games. That's over 100 yards a ball game.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw he had 158 this game.
Oh, he's got a 7-yard average. Like when you hand him the ball, he's going to get you 7 yards average.
That's pretty good.
I mean, 5'11, 215 pounds. This kid, I like him. I like him a lot. He's a hard runner.
How come Arizona ain't ranked then? What's up with that?
They
They're
got
5-1.
They got that one loss, I guess. That one loss hurt them. But I mean, the other night, he gets 156. He runs for 156 yards against Utah with 2 TDs. He went, and that was just his carrying. He also caught 4 balls for 41 yards. If they're not talking about putting Scarbrough in the running for the Heisman, then they're idiots. Okay. And it's only because he plays at Arizona State that they're not talking about him. Because this kid, I want him to be a Razorback so bad it's pitiful.
Everybody's saying the kid from Vandy right now needs to be the Heisman, the quarterback.
Well, I'm not saying that Scarbrough needs to win the Heisman. I say that he just needs to be in the running.
What's
is
his
all
name?
I'm saying.
I can't think of his name. Anyway, shit. We go look this up. But yeah, I agree. He should be in the running for sure. He's good, man. Vanderbilt. Let's see. What is that guy's name? They don't have it listed here. Hang on. I gotta go to another
about their
page.
quarterback?
Yeah, Pavia. Diego. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, dude, he's rushing all over the place, and yeah, they're like, this guy is unbelievable. He's unbelievable. His stats aren't that great. I mean, 143 yards passing,
It's because
53 rushing.
It's because he's got Vandy winning. That's the reason they think he's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Congrats to your Arizona State Sun Devils, bro. Good for them.
Knocking down Utah, baby. I think they were ranked too, man.
Yeah. Utah was 16.
And South Carolina takes Alabama to the limit. Okay. Alabama's got problems. Okay. Alabama has got some serious problems.
Yeah.
And it's not just their defensive front that can't stop the run. I mean, they gave up an onside kick you knew it was coming too. I mean, everybody in
Mm.
the stadium knew they were onside, and you don't cover it.
Yeah, they can't stop the run for sure, and then something just looks off, you know what I mean? Of course, it's not a Nick Saban Alabama anymore, you know what
You
I
know,
mean? It's
you know what's missing from Alabama? Saban,
Nick
Saban.
Saban.
That's what's missing from Alabama.
Yeah, well, I got a text during the game, right, from my Alabama friend.
Sure,
I
sure.
don't know if this, coach is gonna work out or not. I don't know
Oh,
about this. I don't know about this.
uh,
Yeah, so
it's only going to
Alabama's
take it take one more loss. He gets one more loss this year, and the Alabama fans will want him gone.
mhm, yeah, if you don't go under I and it's I get I tell him, I was like, "You're so spoiled, bro." I said, "Just because you're not winning by 40
Yeah,
doesn't mean you suck, okay? You don't have dynasties. You don't have Nick Sabans. You don't get to win however many championships out of 20 years.
yeah,
Like, there's a reason that's unheard of because it doesn't
right.
happen. So now you're back down to normal world, normal land with the rest of us,
Their
where guess
problem is,
what? You
yeah,
have to win close ball games. Like that's how you win. You don't
their problem is they've had two of them. They had Bear
Yeah,
Bryant, and then
I
they had
know.
Nick Saban, and now they're
I
spoiled
know.
rotten.
I know, man. I know they are. They don't. This it's not reality. You know, what I mean, you're not going to win every stinking game. You're not going to win every game by 40. Like that's not reality. Come
Yeah,
on.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And
Like,
it has a lot to do with I know that Saban's a coach and he doesn't take any snaps, but it has a lot to do with the fact of how you prepare your team. And they just don't look like the same Alabama team. They're
mm,
doing stuff on the field that is not Alabama like. They're it just some of the stuff that happens, there's no way Nick Saban puts up with it. There's
yep.
no way Nick Saban puts up with it.
Yeah, I know it. All right. Well, let's move on here a little bit. I'm just gonna go down to the top 25, man. Let's talk about this. First of all, number one, Texas puts it on the Oklahoma Sooners. 34-3, just like I told you, we don't have no stinking offense.
Yeah, let me
It's
first of all
pathetic.
apologize to Coach Lee. I told you that uh, Red River rivalries are not usually blowouts. It's usually a close ball game. I expected OU to get up for this ball game and make it a close game. Well, Coach Lee, I was wrong. Okay, Oklahoma is terrible. When you can only put up 3 points against your rival, okay,
That's
you are
sad.
terrible.
I know, man. They're making all the excuses. We got injuries. We're hurt. We're
Oh well,
injured.
I
All
mean,
that.
their top five receivers were out,
I
but
get that. I get
I
that.
get it. I get it
But
too. But I think if you take Texas's top five receivers and put them out, I think Texas still wins that ball game.
I know. I know, man. Oklahoma's this is gonna be a long year for them, and
This is you're about to have an Arkansas year at Oklahoma.
yes, exactly, and I don't think that Sooners fans are ready for that. I
Oh
don't
no,
think
they'll.
they're gonna need some 988. Uh,
Well, what about your boy up there, Lincoln or whatever? Is he going to make the season? I mean, will he make it to next season?
no,
If he loses, say 3 or 4 ball games, is he going to make it to next season?
you talking about Lincoln Riley?
Yeah, isn't he your head coach?
No, no, he's at USC.
Oh well, who's your head coach?
Vernables.
Oh, Brett Venables. That's right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You think he loses 4 ball games? You think he's gone?
I don't think so, but I think the offensive staff's going to be gone, and if it's not, he'll be next in line.
I'm sorry, man. I just find it funny seeing all these blue bloods have problems that we've had
I
for
know,
years and years and years.
I
All
know.
right. What about Penn State upset or didn't upset, but beat USC 33-30? That was a closer ball game I thought it was going to be.
Yep, that was a good game. Penn State, they're
What about the
rolling.
What about the Pitt Panthers? Nobody wants to talk about the Pitt Panthers, man. Sitting in there undefeated, can't get no love in the polls. I think they got them ranked 14th or something like that. I
Yeah, they
mean,
barely beat Cal though. Come on.
yeah, but they beat them and they're undefeated. Why? This is
Yeah.
what I hate. This is what I hate about Blue Bloods, man. I freaking hate it, man. I freaking
Yeah,
hate it. If you're Notre Dame and you lose, you don't even drop out of the top 25. You win 2 games against Cupcakes, and all of a sudden you're back up there around 12 or something like that. It's ridiculous. This whole system is just ridiculous. We're going to get to the 12 teams at the end, and it's going to be the 12 teams you expect to be there because they're going to make sure that they get there. Sorry.
possibly. Uh, number 3, Oregon upsets number 2, Ohio State. I don't know if you call that an upset or not, but that was a freaking fantastic game.
I never went to bed with a bigger smile on my face, man. I went to bed halfway through the Kansas State Colorado game, and I was like, man, I really want to stay up for this, but then it was like 12:30 at night, and I'm like, I can't do this, man. I gotta go to bed. Woke
Yep.
up the next morning and saw that Kansas State won. I wish I would have stayed up and watched it.
Yep. I know. I told you. Kansas State's pretty good, man. It's gonna come down to them and Arizona State, right? They
I don't
play
know. I
they
don't know,
play each
man.
other?
They got some. They got some good teams in that. Well, they got some decent teams in that conference.
So they gotta play Arizona State still has to play BYU.
Yeah,
They still have to play Kansas State.
yeah,
They still have to play Oklahoma State. All
yeah.
3 of those. Oklahoma State sucks,
Oklahoma
but
State. Yeah, Oklahoma State doesn't really scare me that much, but them other two, man. If they can get one of those and
yeah,
end up the year with only 2 losses, I,
that's a
man,
good year.
that's
That's a
a
good year
good
for 'em.
year. I don't know if it's good enough to get them into the 12, but they'll get a really, really good bowl.
Probably not, yeah. Let's see. Then you said, oh, you already brought up the Penn State one. Georgia, Mississippi State.
Yeah, not much of a game
Yeah,
there.
Georgia. They should have blown Mississippi State out.
Now
And
Georgia's playing somebody next week that's pretty good.
Texas.
Texas,
Yep,
Texas, Georgia. Why wasn't that on your list?
it was.
Oh, was it? I just didn't see it.
Yeah, it's at the top up here.
Oh, I didn't even look up. Okay, I
Yeah.
was looking at all the ones at the bottom. Texas,
Yep.
Georgia, man.
Yep.
I think this is going to be the first. Well, maybe not. Yeah, maybe the first real test of Texas this year,
Yeah.
and I think Texas is good enough they can beat Georgia. Will they? I have no idea, not a clue. But I think they're good enough they could do it.
Tune in tomorrow for our picks.
What else? Oh, did you see the end of the Purdue Illinois game?
Let me find that one. No, I did not.
49-50. This was a
Holy
ball.
smokes!
This was a ball game right here. It ended in overtime with a sack on the quarterback.
Oh man, how did I miss that one?
Yeah, that was a good ball game, man.
Yeah, I didn't even see that one at all. I didn't even see it on. Missed that one. Let's see. We're back up here.
That might have been on the Big Ten network, and I don't get the Big Ten
Well,
network.
we talked about Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida.
Yeah, I need to address Will on this one. Will, buddy, pal,
Florida Gator fan.
you had this game won. You had this game won and gave it right back to him. Gave it
Yep.
right back to him, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know if
Tennessee not looking that great, man. I don't know. These teams, man. Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. All 3 of them at the beginning of the year, I thought, man, they're gonna be hard to beat. And now I'm thinking they're beatable. All 3 of those are
yes,
beatable.
yeah.
You know?
I think everybody in the SEC this year is beatable. It's just a matter of matchups. Like, you know, it not only matchups, but where you play at. Like Texas, Georgia. I think Texas has got to go to Georgia, right?
No, actually, I think it's the other way around. Let me see.
They get to play Georgia at home. They do get to play Georgia at home. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that gives
yeah,
them a better chance of beating Georgia.
yeah. I agree. I mean, just like LSU got Ole Miss, I mean that helped them having that night game at home. That's why I picked LSU
I
night
think,
game at home. I mean, like they don't lose those.
uh, I think, I think it helps Arkansas next week that LSU has to come. Well, it helps us in a couple ways. They had to play this week, and
Yeah,
they have to come to us and play us at a night game. And we're going to have Reynolds Stadium just rocking, man. We are just going to have it right, especially after that win against Tennessee. We
hmm
are going to have it rocking. And I heard
oh
on the radio today, the DJ was talking about
yeah.
LSU rushing the field. And they had to pay $250,000 because that's their second offense. And he said, and I found this out this week. They got to pay it to the opposing team. And I was like, this guy's been listening to our show.
I know. That stinks. Yeah, Tennessee should have beat the crap out of Florida, and they didn't. Florida's, you never know what you're going to get with Florida. Let's see. Then that Ole Miss LSU game, LSU pulls it out.
I'm telling you, there were a lot of good ball games this week, and I don't mean good like
mhm.
ranked teams going up against each other. I mean a lot of offense, a lot of close ball games, a couple of overtime ball games, a couple of ranked teams getting beat. It just this week in football, when we were going into it, we were like, "Oh, this ain't that great of a week," but man, it turned out to be a great week of football.
That's true. Any other college games you want to talk about before we switch into NFL scores and just some of their games?
No,
Where, where are we at here? Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. All right, so let's just run through some of these
well,
right quick for the
okay,
NFL. That's last week
all right.
because we still got the Bills and Jets tonight, so we're waiting on that one.
Yeah.
We already talked about the Niners beating the Seahawks last Thursday. We already talked about that. Then we got the Bears whooped up on the Jaguars, man, over in London.
That doesn't surprise me. I took the Jags in that one, so I'm not surprised that the Bears won that ball game. The first time I've taken Trevor Lawrence this year, and what's he do? Freaking disappoints me. I won't take him again. Won't take him
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Bears won that one pretty decidingly, actually.
Yeah, Caleb looked really good in that one.
And then we had Cardinals and the Packers. Cardinals just looked horrible, man. They couldn't do
They're
nothing.
like they're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, man. One week they look like world beaters, and the next week they look like they got beat
Yeah,
up by the world.
yeah. That was not a good game. That was ugly. Then we had Colts and Titans. Man, Flacco. Man, he had a sweet bomb. This guy missed. He overthrew this guy. That it was beautiful throw. But he overthrew him just a tad. Oh man, Flacco looked pretty good.
Yeah, Titans end up getting the win though, right? No,
No,
they didn't. No, they didn't.
no,
They didn't. That's right.
Colts
Because
won. Yeah,
I took Mayo in that one for some reason. I don't know why I didn't take Flacco, but for some reason I took Mayo in that one. So
Mayo Hellman's Mayo.
yeah, Levitt.
Yeah, yeah. Rough. Another rough outing for the Titans. They're 1-4 now.
Yeah.
0-3 at home. That
Well,
hurts.
I can feel you there, Titans. I feel you there.
Yeah. And then we had the Texans and the Patriots. I thought this would be a little closer.
Dude, Drake
Texans,
May. I know that the Patriots didn't win the ball game, but
yeah,
Drake May looked decent, man. He looked
yeah,
really decent. I was impressed with him. Flipped over just in time to watch him throw his first touchdown, and it was a dime in the corner of the end zone. I mean, he laid it out there perfect.
yeah,
So I think things might be looking up for the Patriots. I don't know about this year, but definitely future wise, I
yeah.
think things might be looking up for them.
Not a bad debut. 3 touchdowns.
No, that's a great debut. I mean, you get the loss, but you
Yeah.
still great
Texas
debut.
just. I mean, they just looked pretty good. They looked pretty good. They're 5-1 now. So I mean, see. Oh my gosh. Then the Bucks and the Saints. Holy
What a
smokes,
game! What a game!
man! The Bucks just kept scoring like they
The
couldn't
crazy
stop.
part is I was over at Travis's during the first half of this ball game,
Mhm.
and uh, I think it was like 27-24 at half or something like that. And they had the Bucks didn't have the lead, and he was like, "Man, this is going to end up being like 50-60 or something like that." I was like, "Man, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these defenses comes out and just shuts down the other team in the second half because, I mean, usually defenses don't get scored on like that." And sure
Mm.
enough, Bucks come out, shut them down in the second half. Rattler looked good. I mean,
Yeah.
he looks like a rookie. You know, he looks like a rookie, but he didn't look bad. He didn't
Yeah,
look bad.
he has some good throws. He has some good throws. I mean, they scored 27 points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had a good quarter. Let's see who's next. Oh my gosh, the poor pitiful Browns got beat by the Eagles. Eagles ain't much
Uh, the
better, to be honest with you.
the only touchdown the Browns scored came off the defense. Defense intercepted one and did a pick six or picked up a fumble and got a touchdown out of it. That was the only touchdown. And then
Yeah,
their head coach comes out today and says that he feels like Deshaun Watson gives them the best chance to win. And I'm like,
yeah.
what games are you watching?
How
Is
bad's your
somebody
backup?
is somebody holding a gun like out of camera sight? Like you better say it or we're gonna take you out. What in the world,
Yeah,
man?
yeah. I don't get that one at all. Browns look bad. They look really
Browns look
bad.
really bad. And you
Yeah,
paid for this. You paid big money to look this bad. Of course, can't say much there.
yeah.
Cowboys pretty freaking pitiful. They paid a lot of money too.
I'm saving them for last. All right. So you can rant all you want to.
Mm.
Then we had Commanders at the Ravens. Ravens get the win. I mean, I thought Daniels played well. You know what I mean? And it was a close game, but Ravens just too tough. They seemed more physical. You know what I mean? Like especially like in the trenches, they just looked like they were pushing them around a little bit.
I think the Ravens just they have more experience in close ball games. Uh, Daniels look good. Still think Washington is a good team. They came across a better team and a more experienced team. I think that's all
Yeah.
that
And Derrick Henry's a beast still.
could have been a Cowboy.
Could have been. Then we had the Chargers at the Broncos. There's a couple storylines out of this. Did you see Harbaugh had to leave the sidelines? Had
I
some.
didn't. I did not. This is one of the few NFL games I didn't see any of. What happened in this ball game?
He had some. They had a word for it, but he had some heart flutters. You know,
Oh, okay. All right.
so he went to the blue tent, and then they took him to the locker room, and then he came back and coached the rest of the game. So I guess it was just a momentary thing. You know what I mean? But he's supposed to go get checked out. Um, I guess probably today he went supposed to go get checked out. But anyway, the Chargers won. Not much to talk about really here. Didn't see much from Knicks. Let's see
Well,
what
you
he's
said there was a
box
couple of
score here.
storylines. What was the other storyline? Harbaugh left the sideline. What was the other one?
What was the other one? I don't remember now. Bo went 19 for 33.
Mm, that's not that great.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
All right, let's move on. What's next?
Chargers, yeah. Steelers, Raiders. Steelers at the Raiders. We know the Raiders are discombobulated, but the Steelers scored 32 points. Hey, kudos to them.
I guess starting Justin Fields was the right move.
I suppose so.
Hmm.
O'Connell started for Las Vegas.
Oh, it wasn't
So
even Minshew. Minshew got benched, or did he get hurt?
I don't know. O'Connell went 27 for 40 though, so he was in there a bunch. Then we got see Falcons and the Panthers. Man, Falcons just their offense, man, they look good. Their offense looks really good.
Yeah, Kurt. You know, Kurt's the hit on Kurt is always his durability. It's not his play. I mean, when he actually plays, he always plays well. It's his durability. So as
Mm.
long as they can keep him on the field, I think they'll continue to be a good team. Now, I hope Penix is behind him learning some stuff, is what I hope.
Yep.
Because, and I know bash against Kurt. I like Kurt, great guy, but chances of him making the whole season are not very good. So Penix needs to be getting ready.
Yeah. Then we got your lowly Bengals finally got a win. Beat the Giants 17-7.
Yeah, it did not look good doing it. It really did not look good doing it. Ended up
Mm.
getting the win. Burrow's wrist, he says, is at about 80%. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm. He had a 47-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's
I saw
crazy.
that.
And then last and well, we got one more game tonight, but last game that's over already. You got your Detroit Lions at your Dallas Cowboys. 47-9. Not even close. What did you think about this one? Without screaming at me.
I think I don't. I'm going to be a little bit different than everybody else. Uh,
Mm.
I don't think Dak is the problem. I don't think McCarthy's the problem. I don't think CD Lamb's the problem. I think, well, mostly it's the defense. I mean, we had some guys hurt. I realized that Parsons was out and Lawrence was out and Bland's out and we got all these guys out, and I realized that.
Yep.
But all them guys were playing last year in the playoffs when y'all got put out by 40. All them guys were playing against the Saints when you got beat by 70. Uh, I don't think it's the talent on the field. I think it's the want to. I don't see any desire. I don't see any pride. I don't see any just straight up. If I'm a defensive guy and you push me off the ball and the guy scores on me, I'm not going to run to the sideline and freaking just sit over there and watch the big board and wait for my next time to come onto the field. By the time that you get scored on and you are down, say, oh, I don't know, 27-3, it might be time to go pick a fight with somebody. And I'm not even talking about the other team. I'm talking about your defensive coordinator, the other guys that you play with. We need some desire. We need some want to. These guys look like they've got it, on cruise control, and they don't even care. And it irritates me as a fan. I think Jerry was right when he said that it was embarrassing and humbling. I think that it is a poor product that you're putting on the field. I mean, if I'm a Dallas fan and I take my time and my money to drive to the stadium to watch my favorite team play, and at halftime I'm wondering if we should leave to beat traffic, you have put a shitty product on the field. Okay? This is so irritating. It is so irritating. I don't know what's going on. Did they get paid so now they don't care? Hutchinson goes down, or is it Hutchinson? Hutchinson goes down with a broke leg.
Mm-hmm.
And on one side of the cart, you got all the Detroit players shaking his hand and everything. And on the defense, on the other side of the cart, you got all the Cowboys guys checking on him. Take your butt to the sideline and start preparing for the next play. You knocked a guy out of the ball game. Okay. Actually, he knocked himself out of the ball game, but a guy got knocked out of the ball game. Big freaking whoop. It's not like he's on death's doorstep or they had to bring out the paddles to shock him or anything. Get your butt over to the sideline and start talking about the reason why you're getting your butt whooped. Okay. They are so nonchalant about everything. They want to complain about CD complaining on the sidelines. They want to talk about the fact that Dak's not, throwing the ball to the right receiver. They want to talk about, you want to you want to get onto somebody on the Dallas Cowboys, talk about the offensive line who got their butt whooped the whole ball game. Talk about the defensive line that got their butt whooped the whole ball game. Talk about the secondary that was not in position for any play. Okay, we suck. We suck hard, and we suck really bad at home. I don't understand this. 3-3, and our 3 wins come on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with all that being said, I'm going to root for them next week. I'm going to root for
Yeah.
them, and I'm going to still buy their apparel, and I'm going to wear it. And I realized this week that I'm a bigger Arkansas fan than I am a Cowboys fan. That's what I realized, because I happened to go to church with a guy who is a diehard Cowboys fan, and I was telling him about the 988 number because I was so worried about him. Okay.
Yeah. It was a
It,
rough game, no lie.
it bothers me because they're professionals, or they're supposed to be professionals, and they're not playing like professionals. They're playing
Mhm.
like trash is what they're playing like. So
Yeah.
that's about all I've got to say without cussing a ton.
Oh, well, you're good, man. Yeah, it was a rough game, man. The defense was just atrocious, and I totally get what you're saying about being nonchalant. That was, yeah. It
It
seems
was
like
like
care.
it was like at halftime they just quit. And it turns out that the only person that Jerry should have paid the money to was Aubrey, because he's the only one that puts points on the board.
Yeah, it was a rough day. That's for sure. Well, who they
But
play next week? I don't even know who they play next week.
I don't know. I haven't looked ahead, man.
Let's see here.
What I do know is that they're not a playoff team. And if they make the
Oh,
playoffs by chance, they're going to get knocked out in the first round. So it don't freaking matter. I've pretty much given up on this season. 6 games in, and I've pretty much given up on this season.
it's not going to get any easier. You got the 49ers.
Honestly, when you think about it, the only teams that matter at this point of the year, and when you're 3-3, is the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Washington Redskins. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only games that you got to get up for, and you got to win. And you've already beat the Giants. So you got to beat the Giants once more. You got to beat the Eagles twice, and you got to beat Washington twice.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make the playoffs. But you ain't going nowhere in the playoffs except home. That's the only place you're going is home. That's it. Because this team, there's no cohesion. There's no I don't
Yeah.
know what there might be some sort of locker room turmoil or something going on behind the scenes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it is, they're not on the
I'll tell
same
you what it
page.
is.
They're not
I'll tell you what
what
it is. There ain't no Dan Quinn over there no more running
that's
your
got
defense.
something to do with it.
And I saw him on the sideline with his hat on backwards into the game, and the fired up, and the defense was fired up, and there was emotion. You're missing that.
Yeah. These
You don't
guys don't
have
even
that anymore. You don't
they
have
don't
that
even
anymore.
look like they want to be out there. Most of them, like at halftime, most of them were ready to go home.
I think Dan Quinn is a bigger loss than what people think. I really do.
I I agree with you. And everybody said, "Oh, Zimmer's going to come in and he's going to do this and he's going to do that." And I'm like,
Mm.
whatever, whatever.
They got to rebuild it every couple of years. Seems like it's like don't just
Yeah,
Anyway, well, you want to do we got to do our college picks tomorrow. You want to do our top 12, our playoff
yeah. Let's do our
tomorrow?
Power 12, man.
You want to do it today or tomorrow?
Yeah, we got time. We got time. I got them listed out here. We just won't spend a lot of time on them.
All right, let me see. Let me pull mine up here.
I haven't heard the dogs bark yet, so she's not home yet.
Okay, on the time crunch, people. All right, let's go down through them here. I'll tell you what. You give me your first four. Who's your four? Uh,
My four buys
mm-hmm.
are Texas,
Texas,
Oregon,
Oregon,
Miami,
Miami.
and BYU.
Okay, we are exactly the same.
Okay.
Those are my top 4 buys as well.
Okay.
So now 5 through 8
5 through 8. These are the guys that get home games.
home
Okay.
games.
Penn State,
Okay.
Iowa State,
Okay, we're on the same page so far.
Georgia,
Okay.
and Pittsburgh.
And Pitt. Okay. I have Penn State, Iowa State, Indiana, and Pitt. Okay. Now 9 through
Okay, so
12.
the
This
only
will
one
be
different was
your
Georgia.
yeah. These will be your ones that you got to go on the road.
4 teams that got to travel.
Yep.
Yeah. Indiana,
Indiana,
Ohio State,
Ohio State. Okay.
Tennessee, Alabama.
Wow. Okay. All right. Indiana, Ohio State, Tennessee, Alabama. Okay. Mine are number 9, Army.
Army's looking good. I told you about them earlier.
Number
This year.
Then I went number 10, Georgia, 11, Ohio State, 12, Alabama. So
Okay.
we're close. We're real close on what we think what should be the end of the season. If the season were to end right now, this is who should make the playoffs.
The only teams that we have different is you don't have Georgia on your list.
Yeah, number 10.
Oh, okay. Well, you got somebody other than I have because you have Army in there, and I don't have.
I've got Army, and I don't have Tennessee.
Oh, you don't have Tennessee in there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I like it. I like it, man.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out.
Big game this week, Texas, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So this could knock Alabama out of the top 12, or it could knock Texas out of that number 1 spot. So we'll see what happens.
I know, right? Texas lose that one game, man. That's going to put a whole bunch of teams with that one loss. There's be a shuffling around. Who's better than who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good. Anything else before we get out of here? You good?
No, man. 988. If you're a Cowboys fan, remember that number. 988 National Suicide Hotline. I didn't know about 988 till somebody told me about it. So let's spread that number around. Let's get it out there. Suicide is something that affects everybody that's involved, not just the person committing suicide, but their loved ones, the people they leave behind. So just check on people. If you know somebody that might be a loner or might be socially awkward or something like that, just drop them a line, send them a text, invite them to go do something. It'll make a world of difference.
Yeah, man. Call if you need help, need someone to talk to, call the hotline 988. Don't do life alone, and remember, it's just a game. My dad used to tell me that all the time. It's just a game. So
five more days, man. 5 more days. Arkansas, LSU, 6:00 at night. Woo, pig! We're gonna kick that butt, man. I can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, man. Peace out, bro.
Peace, brother.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.